Welcome back to
What up?
another
What up?
episode of Roots and Routes podcast. Tisha, you good over there? It should be
Yeah,
popping up in a second.
we back, y'all.
All right.
We live.
Y'all, it's it be the conversations that start before the camera goes that already set the tone for what tonight is going to be. But I appreciate everybody for tuning back in. We're live here with Roots and Ross podcast. It is a pleasure to have the whole cast here. One of us is always on the move, if not all of us. And our brother Akeem has just gotten back from Morocco. Can you kind of tell us what even brought you out to Morocco? For the people that don't know, because I know that may not even be on people's radar.
Oh, Morocco is a beautiful country. It's I usually take groups out there twice a year, but I also go for my own personal. It's a place I go to reset, recharge. Um, the great food, like the food is excellent. The people are friendly. Tourism is big. Let me see. What is it's beautiful geographically. It's like I don't know if you've ever driven through like Arizona, like up
Yeah.
towards Utah and out in the desert and things like that. It's just beautiful. It's just a nice place to kind of kick back. I did some glamping.
Oh,
One of my favorite things to do is go down to the Sahara Desert and spend time down there with the Ganawa people. It is a community of Black people, and much like Latin America and anywhere you find Black people who are in spaces that are not where the main culture is not Black,
Hmm.
we season the culture. So their music, um, their culture, period, it just kind of seasons Morocco. So
mm,
when you like look into Ganawa music, you'll see versions of it throughout Morocco, but it's like salsa. Salsa originated Black, rock and roll originated Black. Ganawa, the Black culture is what really gives it this the spice. And just just down there where you can see all the stars at night because there's no, I mean, it's
yeah, no
completely,
light pollution. Huh?
completely cut off. The moon, it's so cut off. The moon is the only light you have when you're out there in the desert, and
Wow.
it's. I recommend everybody don't just go to Marrakesh. Don't just get stuck in Marrakesh. Go to the desert. Go down and get some of the culture. Remember Ganawa. Remember that Ganawa. That's the culture. That's the Black culture. That's those are the people you want to connect with. So yeah, I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it, man. Fresh food, fresh, you know, and it's inexpensive, relatively inexpensive, like um, compar- comparable to Colombia. You know,
Okay.
when you're traveling, the only difference is that you got to fly farther, but it's not expensive at all. Not expensive at
Nah,
all.
nah. We was I know that a lot of people may some people may have Morocco on their list. I know that you do group trips out there as well. So if you are looking to get Morocco on your list, definitely because you can go get some camel, like I saw you eating. A lot of people when they talk about moving abroad and what changes, most people I feel like Americans are on par. What they end up doing is going to resorts a lot, and they're not really in the culture. They've got the specific people that go, but you're starting to run into people that are now looking to move abroad, bro, and not realizing that depending on where you go, Camel might be on the plate. What does camel what does camel taste like for the folks that don't know what camel tastes like? Because I'm definitely perplexed on that one.
Well, to me, camel tastes more like beef than anything. Like I was saying before we started, for me, I was expecting it to taste like to taste gamey like goat or lamb.
Mhm.
But and Michelet, she's tried it. She's been out in the Middle East, so she's had it. She can tell you.
Yeah,
Also,
it tastes like roast beef from what I remember. Like I hadn't
yeah,
eaten beef in a long time, but I remember when I had it, I was like, oh, this tastes like what I remember roast beef tasting like.
Tisha,
yeah.
you going to Morocco with us and eating some camel and rice?
Tisha, we need to do a Virgo trip next year. We need to talk about that offline.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I had so many people opt in to do a trip with me. I really want to do it, but eating Campbell, I don't think that's been on my bucket list.
It's really
But
lean. It's really
I'm
lean.
definitely down for that lamb. I'm down for some naan. I'm down for all
Yeah,
of that
Some
for
chicken. I mean,
sure.
olives.
you got your chicken. Everything's halal, so you don't have no pork. You got
Uh-huh.
everything but pork. You can have chicken if you want, and they also have Marrakesh is an international city, so you got Mexican food, you got KFC. You
Oh
can
no,
have
no, no.
if you want chicken tenders, chicken tenders and fries. If you want kebabs and fries,
The
they got
only
food for everybody.
international
For everybody.
destination I'm going to for KFC is Jamaica. That
Ah,
is it.
I've
That's the
heard about
only
that.
place that
Now,
anybody
I've
should
heard. KFC in Jamaica and Trinidad are
should
top
be
tier.
lit. That's
no, but
like
for
going out.
Riakim, let's plan that Virgo excursion like now.
Yeah,
Don't
Because
leave me
wherever
out.
we're
I'm
gonna do
Virgo
it,
ascending. Okay, I'm Virgo rising, so
and
I'm a
don't leave me
Leo.
out.
I'm not a Virgo. Y'all just said y'all just got on after we did. I
but
just
no,
want you
I
to know
will
that.
say, RJ, I only hire Leos in management. Like in every sector. I have a Leo managing my restaurant. I have a Leo managing
On time
all of
today.
the relocation. I have a Leo managing my software company. So I'm very
is
particular about my people.
is
Okay.
that is that a requirement like on the
Yes.
application?
Well, y'all
Not
know
like
my
what's your
background is
sign
in.
for the job interview.
Oh, I do. At every interview. Hold up. I even ask people when they just communicating me, what is your sign? Because there's some of them I just do
Some
not
is all about you.
I do not agree with. But
Like
yeah, you
incense.
but it's
Something's
very
off.
important.
Something's off.
Hmm.
That's funny as hell, man. Nah, but we got a lot to get into tonight, man.
Yes.
I just wanted to get in an understanding of these camel humps that my brother was out there eating on his birthday,
Yo,
and talk to me.
can I give a shout out real quick?
Of course you can.
Shout out to Tanisha Barnes, who's out there living it up. She's out there doing her thing. She's a black woman from the United States. Um, she has a villa out there, and she hosts groups and retreats. I met her in Mexico during the pandemic,
Okay.
and we've been cool ever since. And she's out in Marrakesh, Morocco, doing her thing. So now there are two black women in Marrakesh who have housing or hotel brands, and
Mm.
hers is I don't want to. Hers is spelled MWASI. I don't want to I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
MWASI.
Yes,
Okay.
MWASI. But yeah, I
Nah,
wanted to shout her out because she's the one who hosted my birthday dinner last minute while I was down
Nice.
there. So I gotta shout her out.
nah.
Nice.
That's. I mean, it's a testament to the Black travel community being not only small but great in the sense of damn near anywhere you can go, you can get tapped in.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Make a connection with somebody that you know already, maybe personally, and they're like, "Oh, I have somebody that's there." And I keep telling folks that, like, once you get into the Black travel network, no matter if you're a person that has moved abroad or you're even a person that just travels a lot, still may be in the U.S. This place is as small as a closet. Like
Yeah.
we all know each other. We all either
Yeah,
know each other or have intently got to know each other because we're like, oh well, this person's got this going on. Like I mean, that's how me and Akeem met. Never mind, just being a testament to that because you just came back from Morocco. But tonight we are going to talk about a number of different things.
Yes.
Um, Tonight we are going to get into it's some. I feel like every time I come back, yo, I'm like, all right. So last week I would that was crazy. But this week it's something totally different. You got to get ready for that. And then like this is what we got to go through every daggone week that
I
we
got
get
my
back
wine
on.
ready. I got my
You
wine
got your
ready.
you got your wine ready because it's just
Listen,
like
it's too much going on in the world, okay?
You said
I
your
don't
wine.
know. I
I'm
don't
over
even
here
know how
taking
to frame
shots.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
she over there drinking the Jesus juice. That's water.
I'm
Huh?
drinking, no, I'm drinking tonic and lime. Tonic and lime.
Okay.
Gin and tonic
And
or just
No,
like
no
gin and
tonic
gin.
tonic
water?
No
and
gin.
lime.
Send the gin.
Nah,
Today.
that's real. This is a Gatorade for electrolytes. Because I'm definitely in a scenario where I consider what everybody is seeing back at home in the United States, and I know depends on who we are on the podcast. Some of us be like, I don't even pay attention to that, and but for me, I'm like, oh, always considering because I know that the people that tune back into these conversations, that's what they see. That's what
Yeah,
they're living. And it's a lot of weird stuff going on. Part of me is like, I like some of the stuff as far as knowing what we're dealing with. I think a lot of things are under the American veil as this is normal, this is right, this is how things are. And then now people are starting to come from behind the veil and saying, like, nah, this is what I stand on. And this is like, it's complete some awkward business, but
yeah.
more and more people are starting to stand on it now. And we just went through an interesting scenario where somebody, did something that's normal in the United States. We've seen so many mass incidents positioned to be normalized back at home.
Mhm.
Whereas what we saw last week was somebody martyred, and that had kind of, when you talk about black people, had kind of said things that were like completely like against us. And what I'm starting to see as far as a backlash is people just saying like, hey, that was wrong what he said, or and people are starting to lose their jobs now. And
Yeah.
it's just,
Well,
are
Did you
y'all running
use the
into
word?
that?
Did you use the word martyred?
That no, they are martyring him. I mean, he's not a
Oh, I
martyr,
thought
but
you said
they
so.
are martyring him.
Oh, okay, okay.
Not my
Cause
well,
verbiage.
the
look,
thing
Akeem
is,
was about to
like,
break out the Martin Luther King on you. Like, what you
Listen
say,
here, brother.
brother?
Let me tell you what a martyr
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I just want to make sure we all on it. I want to make sure this ain't enemy territory, as they would say.
Oh, you thought I was one of them other brothers. Oh, nah.
I want to make sure I'm in the right camp.
right. Well, the thing is, interestingly enough, with this whole all of this stuff, right? Like these are things that I noticed and many people noticed a long time ago. Like we know what it is. And I think also being in a position of being outside of it too, it gives you more of like of course this is not normal. You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of people back home, it's just feeling like, oh, like here we go again. You know what I mean? Like it's just the same old. And I'm like, y'all, when we gonna actually be tired of it? You know what I mean? To where like what's bugging me about it mostly, the most is people making excuses for it. Like, oh, it's like breaking it down to simply difference in opinions. Like when your difference in opinion is literally life threatening to others, that's not we not we not doing that. Like, nah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's like for me, it took me to leave to what I mean to stay sane, right? Like I don't feel completely detached. I think I mentioned this before on another time, but like I don't feel completely detached from my community just because I'm away. You know what I mean? But I cannot stay there. I'm not a person that like I can't do yeah, I just can't stay there. I can't stay in that place and be in that mess, right? You know what I mean? But we're still very much affected by it, on the outside. And I just hope that we just really see it for what it is and not really be fooled, not like it's not a situation where we're like waiting on people to change their minds and change their hearts. Like our ancestors have been through even crazier things than we have and in this day and age, and would be crazy to think that things can't get crazier. You know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that maybe through all of this mess that people are finally like, we got to really be serious about getting ourselves secure, like on our own, and not depending on our relationship with other people, to pull us out of it. Like, we
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah. I feel you on that. But I also feel like it's still going to take a couple of generations for us to get there. We're not that far out of all of the things that slavery, the civil rights movement, Jim Crow, Reconstruction. We're barely 100 years out of that, and so everybody's had a. I was explaining to a friend of mine. We can't compare ourselves to anybody because everybody's had a head start. We're the only ones who came here to this part of the world as cattle. We came in chains. We were brought here, for lack of a better term. We were brought here. Everybody else came. Everybody else migrated, but we were brought here. So while everybody in their countries or in their spaces was going through their process, in India, in Asia, in Europe, while they were going through their processes for these hundreds of years and building their wealth or whatever they were doing, we were working for free. So we were in bondage. We were being religiously indoctrinated and things like that. So we've got, and that's a process within itself, coming out of religion, coming out of.
Child,
Do you see how crazy the church thing is happening right now?
Yo.
That's nuts.
I
I'm
went to a
sick.
Christian high
We got
I'm
school.
we got
sick
a
to
while
my
before
stomach.
we got a
Y'all
while
know.
before we can get to that place. But and I gotta give our people grace. We're getting there. It's not gonna happen overnight. Um, but we've got to consider when we're talking about Black people in the United States, we have to consider the years that we've been in bondage compared to everybody else
Yeah.
who's coming into this country. We can't compare ourselves with anybody else because everybody else is coming from places where they've always had their freedom, even through colonization or whatever. They've always had their freedom. If they didn't, even if they were colonized, they still come from a population where they are the majority.
Mm.
So it's not comparing apples to apples when we start talking about other groups of people.
Well, for sure, and without reparations, with like continued trauma, and
Right,
hanging the
right,
rebels out, airing them out, like as an example. Like, we've
right.
gone through a lot of things, so I definitely give our people grace. But it's,
Yeah,
like you mentioned, I feel a way about certain things. Like you mentioned, like with the religious piece, I don't feel like, just like I feel as far as the racists, like staunch racists, and they have to die off. I feel like a lot of people that's holding on to these things that will keep us in these positions, they just have to pass on. We just have
yeah,
to
no
like
doubt.
evolve out of
Right,
these,
right. And that's why I say
things,
it's going to
you
be about
know?
100 years at least.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so, Akeem. I mean, I think y'all know I'm gonna come with the little spirituality perspective.
Come
Let's
on through
go.
with the
Let's
spirituality.
go. Let's talk about
In the
this.
stage.
We cannot continue to let these things alter our frequency. It does us no good, literally. Like, honestly, it's not that I've detached myself from the US because I still have family there, but if I was at home, I would not be looking at this shit on TV. Like, what are y'all looking at it for? You can't do nothing about it. It does not change your day to day. We've marched, we've screamed, it. Like, just
Right.
focus on yourself and elevating your frequency, and that is how life becomes better. I'm not negating what happened. I just I don't attach myself to that stuff. That's why I'm always in a different mindset. I'm sorry. I can't even give it that much energy on this call because I really want us as a race, as a culture, to just detach from it. We will be okay. None of it is really, until that shit come to your front door, let it
I
be.
mean,
Well, my
Focus
So
thing
on
is,
bettering yourself. Focus on bettering your family. Focus on raising your children right. Focus on all of that stuff because I honestly do think every time, no matter what they've done to us, it always worked out for our greater good. We none of us should be where we are today. Okay, none of us. That was
well,
not their
well,
plan.
This is
well,
true,
the
but
thing is that like we're living in the reality. Like, for example, like I don't believe it. Like, I'm not tuning into the news channels and stuff like that, right? But like I said, I'm still like we're affected by it. Like, I have family there. That's why I still feel affected by it, right? You know what I mean? I'm like, burn the whole shit down. You know, I don't care. I think it needs to be burned down to a certain degree. But I got people there who I love and care about. So I'm like, I don't want it to completely burn to the ground, right? But my thing is the fact that we have a responsibility in it. We didn't get
To do
ourselves
what,
into it,
Michelle? To do what?
but
To lower your energy, to
okay,
lower
so
your
for
frequency,
example,
to ruin your
so they
day.
no, no,
To
no,
do
I don't,
what? To
I'm
do
not
what?
talking about free. I'm not talking about like my personal. I understand like my personal, my energy, all of this stuff, what I'm doing in my day to day. But what I'm saying is my level of responsibility and involvement would be, for example, I'm still registered there. So we cannot, like, with our history and position in that country, for example, the system, like as in voting for certain things that become people's reality, right? Like it's your real you have judges and stuff that are voted into certain, and so these judges are determining people's futures, and you know what I mean? Like, we have to be involved to a certain extent of things that you're being affected by. So if you leave it, if you be like, okay, all hands off, I have nothing to do with it, I'm not voting, I don't believe in the system, the people who do believe in the system are voting against you, so you're still going to be affected by it. Like, I got family members that are institutionalized right now. And it
I
would be
love y'all,
crazy. It would be
but I'm not
crazy
doing
to
it.
be like,
I'm
oh,
not
you
doing
know,
it.
nah,
I
yeah,
it would
you
be,
you
know
but
know, I
it's
mean,
crazy. That's
you said
literally our responsibility too. Like, and that's what our
That's not my
ancestors, like, if
responsibility.
it
That's not
wasn't,
my
but if it wasn't
responsibility.
important, then we
It's
wouldn't
not my
have, it
responsibility.
wouldn't be kept away from us if it wasn't that important. We
It's
are
right,
yeah.
right.
affected by it.
it's not that it's kept away from you that is not important. It's put there to lower your frequency. It's put there to create fear. It's put there to create this, oh, I can't have freedom of speech or they're gonna shoot me. It's all of that energy and it makes no sense. We go through all of this ups and downs, and for what? It does not change. Next week it's gonna be something else. I'm not allowing that shit in my aura. It's not in my energy. It ain't nothing I can do is just pray to the holy universe do something about it. I don't have no power to change nothing. So you're
Well,
not about to steal my day. You're
at
not
least
about
you're
to steal
praying.
my joy. I
At
get on
least
here
you're
every
praying.
day. I get on here every day and tell people,
At
get
least
the
you
hell
said
out if you don't like it. Get the hell out if you don't
Yeah,
like it. But you're not gonna. I don't accept that energy. I don't want to talk about it. I'm honestly, like, I'm serious. I'm gonna be quiet, but I just wanted to say that I don't.
yeah.
I'm not taking that from nobody. Whether it's something happened on the news in America, whether it's a friend calling me with some drama, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. And so right now I'm in the era of protecting my aura. That, call it selfish, call it what you want. What you gonna do? What you gonna go do?
Well,
Nothing.
Well, I
You
mean,
can't do
listen,
I do
nothing.
what I can. I
You
do. Well,
can't
that's
do
what it
that's
is.
nothing,
it.
Michelle.
It's
That's all
my
you can do
response.
is what we can.
I do what's my, what I feel is my responsibility to contribute to us being free. The reality
You
is
are
if you are
free.
not,
You are free.
No,
And
none
you
of
my
us
sit
are
up there and
family,
free.
think that this
None of us are
construct of
free
what's
unless
going on in
all
the
of us
news
are
we're
free.
not
keeps you
free.
from being free. You're
None of us are
crazy.
free
That's
unless,
craziness.
I know we talk a lot about being expats or foreigners and living abroad, but I'm gonna be honest with you. What happens in the United States impacts
It
everywhere,
does. And if I was in the
everywhere.
United States, I still
And
not would co-sign to this news. I
let
ain't
me
gonna
tell
say
you
nothing about
something.
it. Y'all can talk about it. Call me back when y'all want to talk about some other stuff. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't
we're
want to
getting there.
pat
We're getting
because
there.
it
We're
no.
getting there.
And
We're
it
getting
doesn't
there.
mean that I'm insensitive to it. I'm just in another realm of like, yo, we've done that shit. Like, I get all upset. Somebody gets shot. Oh my God, I go down the rabbit hole. I need to know where he from. Why that happened? Oh my God, Lynn. What the
No,
fuck?
I
we
Man,
don't
don't have
think
to
no.
I
be in
don't
that
think that's
energy
I don't
though.
think
We
that's
don't have
the
to
nah.
be in the
That's
I
energy
don't think
about
that's the
it.
conversation. I
yeah.
don't think
That's
that's
not
what
the.
it is.
No,
That's
I
not
don't
the
think
no,
that's
case.
what it
It's
is.
not the
No.
case at all about anybody
no.
lowering their
I,
frequency.
yeah, I don't
No.
think
Definitely
that's
don't
what it
want
is.
anything about that. When you think
Uh-uh.
about the what is going on, it's not some fear based scenario. It's actually impacting people that
Yeah,
look like us. because it's
Like
leading
my
into
day to
other,
day
it's
is
actually leading into other things that may not be automatically assumed, but you got to consider. I've seen a number of black women that did not do anything that now are unemployed. Never mind at the exact same time. So these could be potential clients that maybe they had on their radar of I'm moving abroad. But now for some reason, the most educated people in America, the one of the smallest demographics, which is black women, are leading the unemployment race back in America. So it's not a fear situation, it's just understanding
the
more so
reality.
about
Yeah,
realities of what's going on and considering that if we were in it, like our Kim's right now in the United States, but all three of us are in another place that is not the United States. Where if we
Mhm.
were in it, walking around, going to the grocery store, what our life used to be like before we left, that is where a lot of the people that are watching this show are at and
Mhm.
saying, hey, I'm not even looking at it, but it's still impacting me. And we just
Yeah.
here to try to give them understanding that it's people on the other end that, yes, you don't have to let this consume your life. And yes, you can leave, but
Yeah.
let's understand where you are because we're
right.
telling them so many things to do before they even get the opportunity to buy the ticket, to sell their things, to go. We've got to get them trained up in how they even come over here, but we got to understand where they are. So I bring
Yeah.
at least the current events that are going on, not because it's fear based, my friend, more so because I don't think the people that are watching this are abroad. I think the people that are watching this, more of them are looking to leave and
Yeah.
seeing, okay, well, you could be like Tisha and be like, you know what, I'm out of this and be done. But also, if don't nobody even ask you how you doing or what it is that's going on, whether you turn on the news or turn it off, that's where a lot of people are, homie. Like they like, don't nobody even ask them, are they okay? Everybody just
That's
head down,
America
focused on, but it don't have to be. I walk down the street and somebody say, "Hola, buenos dias, cómo estás?"
all day
That's
long,
all day long.
all day
And but
long.
people don't know that, and all they think is what they get on the TV, what they get when they see outside. So what we're trying to do here is, yes, we can get to this point, but we got to understand that yeah, y'all going through stuff. Yeah, you just lost your job. Why is all the black women with all the degrees the ones that's leading the race? Somebody that might have moving abroad might have to get it off their radar because how you gonna move abroad if you're unemployed now? These are real things that
Yeah,
are
I think you
because I
serious.
mean, it's
connecting multiple
definitely
stories
impacted
to
my
one.
business.
Because black women losing their job and then talking about the freedom of speech and everything, those are two different
But
stories,
so many
right?
black women just lost
So,
their
and I'm gonna
job
say
because of that.
this, and I'll say this: if my stance is the same exact stance if I was in America. I think your life elevates when you realize what you can actually control. That's just my stance. I'm not going to get in a debate with either of y'all. I love y'all, but we supposed to have these type of conversations. I just can't do it. I've done it. I'm the most caring person you will ever meet. I'm a Virgo. I carry everything to my heart. I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to have most amazing life. I've done that. I've done that. I just cannot do it anymore. I am so sorry. I just can't. But I'm loving to hear everybody else's opinion about it, and I will chime in when it's a topic that I just for myself. I've got to be true to myself. That stuff
No, I
is
feel
too.
you.
All
It's
right,
too
all right. I have
draining.
a question. I have a question. I have a
It's
question.
too
Since
draining to my
since
body.
it's not impacting you, how, or since you don't want to put, you don't, since it's
It's not that
draining.
it's not impacting me, Hakeem. I realized after 40 some years of living in America, nothing that I would do could make nothing happen, right? I'm not gonna keep just I just can't condone to that just like energy of like, okay, so if I can't do nothing about it, what's the best thing for me to get out of place that do not love me, get out of place my frequency no longer aligns with, get out of place. There's always options. We have options, period. You have to just know you're going to do something and mean it. That's part of the reason why I left this. That place is crazy. It's fucking nuts. And yes,
So,
it controls a lot because once you get here, they realize they believe everything they see on the news from America. But
so
now they hear
let me
from
ask
us.
you a question. Let me ask you a question. A
Go
couple of
ahead.
questions, maybe.
Yes.
You're an entrepreneur in Colombia.
And in the US,
Who do you
yes.
serve? Who do you serve?
Both. Both. And then I
Your
only want to
clientele.
serve people with the
Your
same
client.
frequency as
No, I'm just
mine.
asking you. Who are your clients? Are your clients
Both.
mainly? Are they
Both,
from the
because I
United
have
States?
restaurants in Colombia, so I serve Colombians, and most of my business come from the US. Yes.
All right. So how are your clients being impacted by this? I mean,
That's
and
why they're
that's it.
making the choice to leave.
But if you're disconnected, how are you serving? How are you serving your clients from the
Because
position?
I don't have to serve my clients just pushing this same freaking narrative of we're down, man. Like we have to have another thought process about it.
That's not the
And
narrative, though.
honestly,
That's not the narrative. That's not even the basis of this conversation. We're just.
mm-mm,
I'm going to be honest. I'm a travel host, and my business has taken a huge hit from
mm,
the current events.
mm,
I'm in a group of Black travel curators, and that's what we talk about daily. We're not talking about just to be talking about politics, just to be talking about the man got it. Nah, we are directly
Big
impacted.
facts.
Our sales have taken a huge hit. So this has impacted us immensely. So that's why it's relevant. That's the relevance. I can't, I can't put my head in the sand and pretend that none of this
So
is
what you gonna do, Akeem?
huh?
What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, we're paying attention, we're watching, and we're making sure
Mm-hmm.
that we're watching and we're making sure that we can prepare as best as we can for whatever's coming down the pipeline. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we may have to adjust our pricing. We may have to, we're looking at a whole bunch of different things daily. Matter of fact,
Think about
I'm in a group chat with some heavy hitting travel hosts,
Mm-hmm.
some big names in the Black travel community, and this is something that is, and for those of us who only have this, if you're only working in this sector, this is big. This is huge because, I flew to Morocco and back, and on both flights, I could have sat anywhere I wanted on that plane.
Mm.
That's how empty it was. That's a huge difference to compared to and I fly annually, twice a year. That's a
Mm-hmm.
huge difference.
I'm
So
in
yes,
Mexico
we
and
are
they are
all
saying it's
impacted. And
nobody here.
if you're serving people from the United States, this is something that you have to be paying attention to. You have to pay attention to it because it's going to impact your business one way
But
or
not like in a
another.
drain your spirit way.
Is it?
Like
Yeah.
it's just
No.
like
I
so when it was serving a client, if somebody calls me and says, "Man, you didn't hear about this," if I'm able to at least be like meet them in the middle, not because I'm there, but at least say, "Yeah, I did hear about that. Like, how's that impacting you?" Versus, I don't know anything about what's going on in America. It just gives me a better opportunity to meet them where
I,
they are and not complaining. But all right, let's book this trip. Let's do this relocation tour. Or I understand why your budget is now this versus what your normal budget
Right,
could be
right. You know how many
because
clients I lost from DC
everybody's unemployed.
who were federal employees? I've
so
I'm,
lost so
we
many,
lost 30
so
rooms because of
many
that.
clients.
30
So
rooms.
yes,
I
this
see
is
it.
I hate that that's happening to y'all, but
this
my
is
whole thing is not about my
this.
business. It's about my spiritual being. And so I mean, you guys communicate about it. It don't need to come from all of us, right? So you have your opinion about it. I don't watch the news. I don't care to watch the news. I'm grateful for the people that do come to me that are on some other stuff, and it's enough. There's nothing you guys are gonna tell me to say, teacher, you need to. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Nobody's
So
trying to force you to do anything. We're
so
just,
Yeah, I don't think
you
so.
guys
I'm just
talk
telling
more
you, I'm
about
just giving
what
you
it is
perspective.
affecting you, and I'm gonna stay out of this conversation. And then I'll come back in when we're talking about something that I understand, that I collide with it.
So this is I got another take on it on just I think Tisha, just even your perspective, what you're actually doing in your real life, the sector people that you serve, all of this stuff is needed. Like this, the reality is that this is warfare. afflicted on us, right? And whether we want to acknowledge it as that or not, right? This is the reality. You know what I mean? And it's been going on for a while. So, and it's a global thing too, right? No matter where we are, we have our people are affected. You know what I mean? It's we literally see war happening. And I like to think of it as in a war, like in the military, you have people that have different roles. You know, they employ cooks, they employ musicians, they employ, you know what I mean? All of these people, everybody is not on the front line. I'm
Yeah.
not a frontline person. Everybody don't have the
That's why I said I'm
mentality.
glad
Everybody don't
at
have
least
the
you
physical
praying.
strength to do the same roles. You know what I mean? So it's like we all have a role in it. You got to know what your role is. If you're a person to be the one to lift spirits, if your job is
That's
to
my role.
entertain the people
There
in
you
the
go.
clip
We
and
found
you
it.
frolicking and you like, hey, y'all, because we want people to aspire to be where we are able to be, right? I
Hmm.
Everybody has their role, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it is still a war that we have to realize we have to get out of. I'm not saying I'm not a war, what do you like, a warmonger. I'm not a person that like I don't want to be in
Right,
this, but I
right, right,
realize
right,
like
right.
way before me, and like Akeem, like you said, it's probably gonna take other generations after us. This is just the situation. These are the cards that we're dealt, and I realize what my role is. Like I said, my position, I can't be on the front line. I can't be what I need to do in this world, what my responsibility, what my role is in this situation. I can't be there like ducking bullets. I gotta
Right.
be focused. I gotta be
Some of
awake.
us
This
are
is why I'm
shooters,
here.
some of us pray, some of us march, some
Yeah.
of us
Some of
are
us are note
lawyers,
takers.
Thank
some of us,
you. Thank you for
you know.
giving me my position back and not forcing me to be like y'all.
I'm
I love
nobody,
y'all
yeah,
so
No,
much.
no. And that's why I
No,
said
we never
at
took
least
your
you're praying.
position.
At least you're praying because that's needed.
is
That
Yeah.
needed.
the energy, sending strength and sending energy and everybody, every everybody's job is important in this fight.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just like in the civil rights movement, everybody wasn't marching. You know, some
exactly.
people were making. You know, some we had lawyers, we had doctors, we had hitters. You know, we had
Some people was making
boycotters.
plates.
We had everybody. We had
That's
everybody.
what I thought you was gonna say. Some people was making plates. We had,
But and yeah, we had. You know, we.
But
gotta
yeah.
eat after you go from a march.
But yeah, everybody, we're all important in this. We all play a
Yeah.
part. We all have to play a
Mhm.
part in this.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no us
Mhm.
without you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Thank
So
There's
that's
no
my
you.
us
so
without you.
that's my thing with like the individualism in it, which I don't think that it's like we have to be selfish. This is our life period, right? Like we all live our
Yes.
individual lives. So it's
Mhm.
not even about being like we have to be selfish to a certain extent. I need to do what I need to do to maintain my energy, to improve
Yes.
my focus, to do my job. But the
Mhm.
collective though is of us being of us progressing, because I don't believe that we are all free unless all of us are free. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we cannot go with the individual, because that's taken from the oppressor's mindset, and that's their strategy, is every man for himself. I remember I was in a
No,
class because
divide and conquer.
I, you know what I
That's their
mean? Because
strategy.
I had a class, because I got a degree in Black Studies. Like this is literally what, I know a lot of their history. I know a lot of our history, and what we've been through. And I remember it was a teacher in one of my Black Studies class, and it was one white guy who was in our class. And I remember because he used to sit next to me. And the teacher asked something about like, we were talking about extended family. You know how we got like, oh, your auntie, they ain't really your auntie, your play cousins and all of this stuff, right? And so we were talking about that, and the professor asked something about like, um, culturally how that can be different. And so they asked everybody in the in the classroom about extended family. You got play cousins, you got, so and so. And I remember that one kid in the class, he was like, well, no, he was like, family is literally just like your nuclear family. You're my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother. He was like, the aunt better not come knock on our door and ask for sugar. Like it was that kind of, So it's not even like, this is a cultural thing too. Like us even realizing like, hey, we cannot, like, we have to do this together. Like, you know what I mean? Like we are family. Our species, we're born into family, first of all. You know what I mean? Like we're born into community. So I think
Right.
that
Community. Community.
we can't take on their type of individualistic behaviors, because we have to realize that we are in this together. Like, and we see this happening. Like, look at other things happening in the world with African nations taking back their power, taking back their resources, joining together to work together, because what their tactic is and has always been, has worked for so long, is that divide and conquer, and we
Yeah,
just can't afford to do that. That
I
keeps us
believe
weak.
everything is gonna come to fruition and we all gonna be on top in a minute. But I do not have that same notion we all gotta be free. There's murderers, there's kidnappers, there's killers. I don't want no parts of them. I I
Nothing.
I don't want no parts of them. So it's not
But
no
what
we
I'm
all get
talking about, like, there are
She might
people
not
like,
need it.
it ain't
yeah.
all of us. It
But
ain't. I'm
RJ,
saying,
can you guide us to the next topic, please? Because
No,
Miss Shawnee
somebody.
nah.
know me. We have numerous conversations outside of this podcast in my
Well,
house. So she knows
people,
she can't shake my rock.
No,
people
ain't
like the
nobody trying
things
to
that
shake,
are
but I'm saying I don't believe in like the individualism where we don't care
It's
about
not.
other people. It's
It's
not,
not that.
we
It's
know that
that's not what
it's
that
not
wasn't
about
my
not caring.
stance, and you know that's not my stance. That's
I
never been my
know that's,
stance. But
I'm not
I
saying
do
that, but it
not
is.
in this day and age want to be around anything negative, anybody thinking on a fear base, anybody, all of that drama. I can't handle it right now, and I'm gonna protect it to the best of my ability, and you know
But
that.
yeah, like Hakeem was saying, this is not the conversation that we are all having. None of us even
Mhm.
talking about these topics is not because we're fear based. Like, I don't talk like that in my day to day. I'm not waste. My day is not
yeah.
ruined because I
'Cause
saw something that happened on the news. I
I
don't
don't
watch
give
the
a
news. I
flying.
don't even watch the news. But I know that these things are real and these things are really impacting people, impacting us. You know what I mean? If it's
Yeah,
impacting my family, it's impacting me. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's
And
that's
so
that's it. That's all I'm talking
it's
about. I'm
not
not talking about
ruining
the
my
news
day. My day to day
or
is
nothing.
bliss. I
Cause
frolic. I do art. I do all of these things. My life is great, but I can't be
frolic,
up here like, oh y'all, well,
frolic, right?
too
frolic,
bad for
I
you.
don't frolic.
frolic.
I'm not
So
living that good yet.
so listen,
Look,
listen,
you
so
got a
listen.
frolic.
I was in Morocco, right? And one of the topics that came up was black men being able to frolic. And black,
I frolic itself off the screen.
yeah, I don't know what happened. That's
Just
that.
like
That's that. Is that Medellin internet that y'all be talking about, man?
you got a lot of these, these
Yes.
these hater words in your mouth when they come to medicine, man. First it's the food, then it's the internet, man.
Y'all listen. Y'all. I'm going more for what y'all said from the last session when she was having issues
It's
with the internet.
her internet. Her internet. My fault. Go ahead. What was you saying happened came up
No,
in
no,
Morocco?
no. I was just saying. One of the things we had a heavy conversation. We were talking about just being able to the reason why we leave the United States. And she said black boys deserve to be whimsical,
True.
deserve to be able to frolic. And I think when she just said frolic, the word frolic, that made me realize even going into Tisha, like that energy, like, yo, I just want to be somewhere where I can just be Tisha.
Free.
I can be Akeem. I can be, you know what I'm saying? Without the drama, without the without the
Need to
fear,
fight.
without everything that comes with this, with living in this society here, over here. So thanks for this platform and giving us this opportunity to address
Yes.
the world and invite them to these destinations and give them the option to leave the United States. Give them the option just to share that there are options. I've been watching Tisha. Tisha's doing big things, man. So you walking somewhere talking about on some acreage. So
Yeah, I'm always doing some things, but yes, guys, it can be for all of us.
yeah,
Just get out. That's all I know. Just get the fuck out of there
yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
until it
yeah,
gets
that's.
yeah.
better.
But here's what somebody's saying in one of these comments though, because he said he's been currently living in Asia since 2008. He's a black man, been living in Asia since 2008. Earned his degree in England. From his experience, the black folks he runs into want to distance themselves from other African Americans.
Mhm.
He is saying that Africans, Europeans,
Yep.
um, no, we are literally addressing your comment right now, my friend. Africans, Americans, Africans, Europeans, and Canadians all network with each other and help each other and socialize. But when it comes to African Americans, where he's at, he's not getting the same thing.
And where is he? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Asia.
He said Asia. He did his post grad in England, but he said he's been in Asia since 2008.
We're in Asia.
And Asia
Is
is
a
a
continent.
very, yeah, we're in Asia, buddy. But let's at least let's figure out what that is. I have not experienced that, but that does not mean that it's definitely not happening. I'm
Right,
also
'cause
haven't gone to
I
Asia.
see a whole lot of black communities in Asia, so I'm trying to figure out where this person is in Asia.
Well, let me ask you this though, because he said African American. I'm a black person from America versus Africans, other people that may be living in Asia but are from Europe, or you know what I mean? So that whole, I tell people a lot of times you don't realize that you're an American until you actually go and leave America, and then everybody gives you all of these, oh, well, you're American. It's like, really? Because that's not what they're telling me at home. But I
Yeah.
think that's what he was saying. He said he's in South Korea and then taught in Kuwait.
And where's he from?
You're asking questions that he didn't give me. It's not a bio. It's just a question.
Now, I mean,
It's,
so
it's just
what is
I mean, he can
I'm
see
asking
you.
these questions because I'm trying to get the point of what he's saying.
Well, no, because I mean, I definitely believe that you can run into that. I just haven't run into it. But he's saying that like other black people that aren't black Americans are treating him differently when he's in other places around the world. Like they're willing to go with Canadians, your other Europeans, other people from Africa, but specifically he's saying that his experience is, well, I'm an American and they're not really trying to network with me or build or anything. But I haven't been to Asia though, so
Yeah, that's not
I
something
can't
I can
speak on
speak
that.
to because I can't. I'm not African or
Cities from Ohio.
European.
Yeah,
Um,
cities from Ohio. I'll tell you, bro. I have not seen that in Colombia and in the other places. I will tell you something that in Mission Lake you can definitely attest to this. And I do my best because I've heard it and not to do it. But I heard the women, like black women, will say like black men in Medellin won't say hello to them or like will act like they got like an attitude with them. Whereas I haven't run into any of that kind of friction from guys or girls. Everything from other black people being from Europe or Africa, they were like, "Oh, what's up?" Like
I
at least
mean,
in Colombia.
I've definitely heard, and I've experienced it to a certain extent. I don't, like I'm not always expecting somebody to be checking for me, right? But it is just being a woman. And I'm not trying to say I'm like the finest ever, but I know I'm not
yes, you are.
unattractive, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm used to people at least trying to
Y'all
say
fat.
something. And like I said, it's not always that it got to be somebody trying to holler at me, but this has been a common experience from a lot of black women, like have said, like it's like they act like we invisible sometimes. You know what I mean? Like you can't even get a hi. Like I ain't expecting you to propose to me or be like, ask for my number or
Give me a
nothing,
head
but
nod or something. Like,
that's
what's
a
up?
yeah.
Are we
It's like not even an acknowledgement. Like it literally, because I'm like, as a black person, I've always been like that traveling. It's like I'm at least acknowledge you. You know what I mean?
right, right, right.
And and it can
Are we
literally
talking
just
about
be. I know I'm
regular black
short, but
men
it's like
or
you ain't gotta look straight over my head.
Where's my black guy? Not
are we talking
no. I
about
don't think
regular
this is a.
black men or are we talking about
I
the
think this is a
clan?
guy.
Nah,
This is
I can
regular
tell.
black people. Regular black
When it's
people.
brothers from where we from.
It could be a little bit of shame, Michelle.
Maybe,
That's what I
but
mean.
that
When
be
I
a
say the
reality.
clan, when I say the
A
clan,
lot of women have a lot of black women have said that is they feel like and it, like I said again, it can just be on some just saying hi at, like as a courtesy, you know what I mean, and it's just
Mhm.
not even that acknowledgement. It literally feel like sometimes like, oh, I'm a ghost, I don't even exist. It kind of be feeling, for some of them I can tell, it kind of be feeling like, oh, like it's kind of like someone maybe want you to feel like, oh, I ain't checking for you. You know what I mean? Like I ain't here for you. You know what I mean? It's like I don't even want your, you know.
We know who they are. We know who they are.
Yeah.
We know who they are. We know who they are.
He
I
said he
don't care.
went to
I don't want
Cali and
them
he could
anyway.
blend in.
So
We're talking about
that
the. We're
same
talking,
Like
comment, RJ,
the
you
movies.
said on that
we're talking
comment.
about the clan.
Yes,
There's a lot
RJ,
of
remember that
the
comment? It was a comment
connections.
that we got on another video, and somebody was saying something about us saying that we don't even want them or something like that. Like we don't want them, and so why we care what they want and stuff like that. I'm like,
Yeah, main man was in there
you
hurt.
can't even say
Mr.
hi
Late.
though.
Remember, I asked y'all when did y'all say that y'all didn't want black men, and y'all was like never. And I was like, well, why
Never.
did they? What, well, who told them that?
I don't
They
Never.
know.
they called
It's
somebody.
Well,
Somebody
you
got
know,
called a
projected.
like I said
scrub
in the
one
other
time.
video, there's a lot of trauma that needs to be addressed by professionals.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not,
Not this podcast.
I'm not about to diagnose anybody. I'm not about to dig through all of that. That's why I invited the brothers to have a conversation. The brothers
Yeah.
who are true to themselves, not the brothers who, have black women as a scapegoat, or they can't. It's okay to like steak and dislike pork chops. It's okay. But
You're not
because
going on a pork
you
chop
but
smear
you don't have
campaign,
to
like brother.
listen.
You need to
Listen,
stay away from them
you know
pork
what?
chops.
I'll put it this way. I'll word it this way. I enjoy steak, but I hate liver. But every time I eat steak, I
I
do
won't even
not
mention
have to
liver.
talk about how much I hate liver.
I won't even mention it.
I don't have
Nah,
to
that's
talk
real.
about how much I hate liver. So those are not that. I don't want to talk to those guys. I want to find out from because there are guys who really just don't want to be in relationships, don't want to be in there are guys who have their reasons that have nothing to do with any trauma, any traumatic experiences. And those are the guys that we want to hear from. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
I
guys
want to hear
I
from
don't
them.
want to hear from. I don't want to hear from, those
I
guys
don't want to hear from none of them.
therapist.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could find somebody for us for certain. But we get into the next thing because I know one thing that I keep seeing that's going on. And I think it's a safety perspective. I think y'all think that going viral on the internet is cool. And it's something that y'all achieve to do. But when you're traveling, you guys are going to need to make certain that you are knowing the customs of what to do and what not to do. I think Mr. Lay this week sent me something about some girl getting 5 years for pole dancing on a flagpole in Turkey.
And
And
Turkey.
it's just
What?
like listen, it could be Turkey. Y'all love going to Dubai with all types of stuff on y'all,
I
like
did
and
see that one.
y'all don't know where y'all going. And the
I
best
told
thing that something like this conversation can do is to remind you that you need to know the customs because it took Brittany Griner over a year to get out of the jail and they had to get an arms dealer out at the same time. They are not coming for you.
They're not.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I told y'all about when I was living in Qatar. I know a guy who got arrested. Like he got in trouble. He ended up being able to call his boss, who got him out of the situation, I think. But he was doing a music video and was, making it rain and was walking on the money, dancing on the money, and it's an offense, like a jailable offense, apparently, to be stepping on their currency.
That's crazy.
You thought you was JD and money ain't a thing, huh?
But I did see
Listen,
that girl in Dubai. They got that life sentence for what, 2 ounces of cocaine or something?
That's all it takes. You might get a needle point for that.
Yeah,
People
has
don't
anybody seen?
understand
We need
this.
to bring back Locked Up Abroad. Has anybody seen
man, I'm
or
New
heard
telling
of?
episodes
you.
need to come out
Has
right
anybody
now.
heard of Locked Up Abroad? Like that used to be a
Yes.
series, and
Yes.
that needs to come back out. Netflix,
Seriously.
Amazon Prime, Hulu. One of y'all need to put that out. YouTube, somebody needs to put that out in these travel communities because these people are bugging. These people are wild. I
And I'm
remember
Because
People
scared.
are
travel has
wild
gotten so
lit.
much more popular
people
now.
talk about
We're
you
skipping
can't
over
even
these
wear
things.
camouflage in certain countries.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
y'all
you
No
can't,
Limit
you
Soldiers
can't
cut it
even
out.
wear fatigues. The army We really need to be culturally competent, culturally
Yes.
cognizant in these
Or
travels.
just booking
You can't
trips.
just get up and do what you want to do.
Oh,
Everybody,
go
I
to
be
Exactly.
watching videos and people be like, "Oh, Sue, Sue, you're not in the United States."
you
Like,
can't do that. Yeah.
yeah,
I'll sue you. They like, brother, that ain't
Or
gonna work
bucking at
here.
somebody's police when the police is like, you don't do that. You can't get smart. Somebody, oh, I saw, oh my God, it was another video. I don't know if one of y'all shared it or something, but like, it was somebody in Mexico. Maybe they were
The
like,
girls.
yeah, and you
Uh-huh.
talking mess. You don't know they police like you don't know why would you be popping off like you in your country or like you just don't. It's
They
just
don't
not
know the
wise.
rules. They don't know,
You
they
don't
don't
know.
even know anything. Like I've
You
been
don't
getting
know the
people
language.
lately
You don't even
that
know what
just
they
be booking
saying.
consultations and they were like, so is Santa Marta hot? And what's the airport code? But you're moving with your whole family. I'm like,
yo, that's man. Listen, I
is
be
it
trying to help. I
hot?
want
Yeah.
to help everybody. I want to save everybody. But
Yeah.
that
Captain
airport
Save
code
them.
thing, I ain't even gonna lie. As a travel host, that and I give them the airport code, but
They do that to you?
that really bothers me
Yes.
because I'm
Oh
like,
my
yo,
God.
it's so simple. Just go to you can type in the country. You can literally go to Google. Like, ask me the hard questions.
Y-
Yeah.
Ask
Do
me the
you
Yeah.
know
hard.
how many people come on a vacation that I have seen that don't know that they have Metro PCS or Xfinity, whatever, so they can't leave the United States with their phone? And they're like, well, I didn't know that. And I'm
That
like,
part.
so
Yeah,
you
That
just
part.
out
Be
with
at the
no
airport,
phone?
stuck at customs because they can't call because customs gonna say,
Don't
what's your
know the
address?
address to tell them where they stay.
They can't even call you. And I'm like, how are y'all traveling this way? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It for real. We need to do one segment just about that. Because
Yeah.
then
About
I
yeah,
gotta
travel
figure out a way
education.
to communicate back to you and it's not sarcastic.
Well, look,
And it's
so
from
this
a loving space.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I agree with that. I
Protect your
totally agree.
peace.
And I don't want anybody to feel like shamed, because like I've been traveling for a long time. I understand that I may have like some things may seem more common sense to me, to just do, and it may be out of experience, but again, common sense. And everybody just ain't got it like that, right? So we are coming from a place of compassion, but it's
Yes,
really like you can
yes.
really
I
not.
need to
I
smile.
mean, it's just safety. A lot of times, it's literally it can be just safety, your
Listen,
survival, to where we have to be a little bit more. You know what I mean? We just
Yeah.
got to
Mhm.
take those steps. We got
Oh
to
yeah,
be
the airport
there.
code for Cartagena is CTG.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. MDE to
yes.
Medellin. MDE. Don't end up in somewhere else.
But
Okay. Don't end up.
a lot of people went to good schools and a lot of people went to a lot of classes, extra classes, and didn't get no direct education on how your US passport work. Even something like this. If you run out of passport stamp pages in your book,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
travel. You could have 8 years on that joint, and if you don't ran out of pages, you can't even leave. You got to go get new pages. It's even nuanced things down
Yeah.
like that.
And
So
it can't be
I'm
tattered.
laughing because it's
Your
just like
passport, you
it.
can't just have it roughed
Yeah,
up.
my,
Like
my
it has to
mom
look,
dog
it has
start
to look
biting her passport, and I'm like,
Yo,
you gonna have to get a new passport, sis. You can't just come in
yeah,
with a hole in your homework like the dog. Like, what are you
Or
doing?
the people who book travel and they don't even have 6 months left on their passport. And they get
yeah.
to the airport
oh,
and say,
come
Colombia
on.
won't let me in. And I'm like, what do you mean they won't let you in? I'm thinking something new has happened. So I was like, well, what's going on? Can you give them the phone? And they like, oh, I don't have no time left on my passport.
Yeah, we gotta
Adios,
check
amigo.
these things. Yeah.
That's
Hasta
an
luego.
important one. That's an important one. That's really important because a lot of people get caught with that one. That
Oh
six
my
months left on the
God.
passport.
6 months. It June is good for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you have to realize if you done had it in there for 8 years and you just want to go start traveling, I wouldn't even move. I might as well go get a brand new one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even listen. A year, I don't let it get under a year because I went through. We all went through the COVID, and during the COVID, if you had to get an expedited passport, it was 12 to 16 weeks in the mail. I said,
Yeah.
"Ain't no
Yeah.
way you gonna ground me for
Man, I
12
went
to
straight to
16
DC to get
weeks."
mine. Straight,
And
I went
and
to DC, got
Oh
mine. I
yeah, I
was
got mine in
in
the
by
same day.
8.
Play. I don't do all that. I don't
The
give my
other
passport
thing
to
too,
nobody.
I
guys,
did
if
by
your
eight. I
passport
had
is
my passport by 11 a.m. I wasn't playing games.
if
My
your
brother.
passport is about to expire and you're traveling or you're international, you do not have to go all the way home. You can really order it online. I swear to
Yeah,
God. I swear to God. So
yeah, you
that's
can.
another gem.
I didn't
Yes.
have to go to DC, but I wanted my passport in my hand that day. So
Yeah.
Same time, player.
I, I went and I booked
I
a
didn't have
flight
my passport
because
for
you
like
have to
four
have a flight
hours.
within 14 days. So I called them. I was like, my passport, I have a trip to Colombia coming up in a couple of weeks. My passport expires within 6 months. They were like, well, what's the date? I gave them the date. Okay, okay, sir. We have Puerto Rico, we have Washington, D.C., we have Nebraska. I was like, hold on, I'll go to Washington, D.C. I'm closer. Because they
Right,
give you the
Nebraska.
locations of the passport offices that are open or that have availability within the time frame. I
Mm-hmm.
know
Okay.
a guy who lives in Atlanta. He flew to New Orleans to get his
Okay.
passport renewed. And, you know, he made a day of it and then came back. He just took a day trip to New Orleans to get his passport renewed. People fly to
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Rico, wherever there's
I
a
was able
passport.
to get mine in Atlanta, living in Atlanta. So I literally had like a 8 a.m. appointment and I got it at 2 p.m. And I didn't
Mm.
even have to leave my place. But those are like worst case scenarios. Like that's not like how you plan to travel or by any means. But yeah, we definitely should have a conversation on the little
Yeah,
gems that we know about travel. Because
Yeah.
I realize, I think we all realize that a lot of people don't have the education, and it kind of almost organically came up because I'm starting to see travel become this elitist thing. Like I can't
Mm-hmm.
sit
Yeah.
with this thing,
yeah, it's always
and
been that. It's always been that. Bro.
it
It didn't just happen.
well, hold on. It was, but then it started to get a barrier where you start seeing more of us starting, and just starting in general, where it was more visual, and then now where people are. I feel like it's starting to get that again, like where it's like, oh well, now black people travel everywhere, but you only go to Jamaica and Mexico and the DR. You don't go to Bonaire or Curacao, or you don't go to say what is it? What's the little island off of Africa,
Seashells.
bro? Yeah, exactly. I ain't want to mess it up. Appreciate it. You go. I only go there when I want to go, or I only go into San Tropez, and it's like we're starting to see some of these things now, and I think we're the folks that talk to the people that are actively looking not to be feeling like they're left out from these elitist travel conversations. So one, setting education is good, but what do y'all think about that? Do y'all feel like it's starting to get like a you can't sit with us mean girls and guys attitude in the travel spaces?
I feel like it's always been that way. Um, I feel like that's even before it's always been that way. Even when you get to the airport has you separated by class. Your flight is literally separated by class.
Mm-hmm.
And clear
The way we
too. I'm gonna be
travel, we
separated from
travel by
somebody from clear.
class. So it's always been that way.
Since they've been smoking cigarettes on the airplane, basically.
That's wild. Can you
Yeah.
imagine hotboxing a cigarette all the way to New Orleans? Like, yo, you smell like somebody grandpa when you get off the train.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you know the airlines, the transportation, they set the precedent for that because you're literally divided by class.
Mm-hmm.
You have your first class, your business class. They call you by class. Um, so it, everything you see is a product of the way it's organized or the system of it. Just
Mm-hmm.
like the way that the system works in the United States. The United States is a country of war, and its citizens all carry guns. In the travel space, the travel space is heavily divided by class. There's a caste system.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, that's gonna you know
New Appaloosa.
transfer to the patrons and the people who fly.
So it
You know,
sounds like we need to
look
put
at me.
together
I'm
some
laid back.
normal flight packages for the people.
Say again.
It sounds like we need to start creating some normal flight packages and trips for the people.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
because
mean,
I'm
it's not
being
something that
bombarded with the
everybody.
15,000, the 10,000. I'm like, what? Y'all paying that?
15,000 of what?
Yeah, they paying that. They're paying. I'm not.
Dollars?
I don't even care if I had it, if I got it
Listen,
to do it or not.
I have colleagues who have 15 and up. Like they don't even. I have some luxury. Some of my colleagues who
Yes.
do luxury travel, they don't
Hmm.
go below 15. They do
Yep.
15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000.
It's crazy. It's
We talking to
crazy.
Um,
my folks. I don't know who they be talking to. We're talking to my folks from around the way. Everybody trying to go see something, but everybody 15 for a person?
yes,
Yes. And I'd
yes,
be like, I'm not coming. Or even the retreat space. Let's talk about that, right? Where we supposed to be like of service and really trying to do some healing and some helping. That's getting out of rate. This is getting outrageous, right? Because I
yeah.
remember
Yo,
when
them
I could
joints
get,
be expensive.
yes, I could go for like 1,500. Now they like 5,000, 10,000, 7,500, and it's like, why?
It
It's
costs
like
to get healed.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's getting out
Well,
of
I
hand.
mean, you know, when you're talking about capitalism, um, look at the way we market medicine in the United States.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So naturally for us, everything is capitalism. Everything is driven by profits. And then when you get 10, you know, your goal next time is 15. If you get 15, your goal next time is 20. If you did it for 1,500 this time, the next time we're going to do it for 1,800. We're going to do it for 2,500. Hell, we're
Yeah.
going to skip from 2,500 to 5 grand. You know, y'all got it.
How
Mhm.
Y'all
much
got
can
it.
I squeeze?
Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy because
Hello from Korea.
even when I look at
Somebody from
the
Korea
packages
out
that
here.
I offer, shameless plug, even the packages that I offer, I see people who would rather pay double to get the same thing.
Mhm.
He said, yo, the prices that I see to go to Cartagena, and they're actually not going and doing anything. They
Listen,
are
and that's what I'm
they
talking
are
about. I'm
so
looking.
bad.
Listen, I've seen people paying 3, 4, 5 grand to go to Cartagena, and I look at the itinerary, and I'm like, well, we
We
do more than that.
and there's
We
no
do way more
food
than that for
included.
half the price.
I'm terrible. I get you drinks. You get some food. We show you. Oh, man,
But it's
I'm
Yeah,
that
like,
mental too. It's like if I pay more, it must be luxury. If it costs me more, like we've been trained and brainwashed into thinking like, oh, if it's cheap, I don't know, they gonna have me somewhere. It's
Yeah.
weird, and so you, even when you're creating, because I stopped doing them because I was like, you know what, it doesn't make sense because it's too much competition, and then too many people are burning people, so people are hurt from that, like scared to book travel. That's a
man.
lot of things that are happening too, like
Yeah.
people
that's
are
facts.
just burning you. And so it's a weird space right now, but I was so happy when we saw the uptick in us traveling the world and seeing the world.
Hmm.
Almost soon
Yeah.
as we started going, the airline tickets got really expensive. I'm gonna just say that.
Bruh.
Well, I mean, you gotta travel. Like for all of you solo travelers out there, I'm gonna tell you, take advantage of the low season. The low
Yeah.
season is a blessing. I
Yes.
spent a month in Portugal in February 2024, a year ago, more than a year ago. Low season. And I'm just out there, you know, hotels under $100, the beach, got the beach all to myself, you know, just doing things, just out there doing things.
Mhm.
No crowds, no lines, seeing all the sights and things like that. I like to go to Puerto Rico in the fall in October. Yeah, it's hurricane season, but hey, if it's raining in San Juan, it's probably not raining in another part of the island. Um,
Mhm.
you know,
Traveling to
I
Puerto
take
Rico is
advantage of that stuff, man.
Mhm. Mhm.
nah. That's
But we
real.
just
I
have to be
definitely want
smart.
people that
We have to share those things, man.
And
nah.
also, so
You
look,
know?
that's a good thing that, giving, sharing some travel tips and stuff. Cause like I always tell people, I don't know, for whatever reason, even though like I started traveling a long time ago, right? Like, so in my early 20s. And so people assume, you know what I mean, like that I'm just the budget travel master. And it's like I am smart about travel. Like I do hear people spending all of these thousands of dollars to travel, and I'm like, I never spend all that, and they like, well,
Mhm.
how? And I do have my little tips and tricks, that work for me, but I'm not like doing all these deep research to do extreme budget travel. However, there are some things like, for example, for the people who are interested in going to like Africa and things like that, on the opposite side of the world, where I've done most of my travel, I think it is smart coming from the States. Like a lot of times the travel to some European countries
We
will
call
be
them
cheaper.
Afropeans.
Yeah.
We call it the Afropean. You go through Europe
Yeah.
to get to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can go to, because unfortunately, due to colonization and all this stuff, right? Like the Europeans are not paying an arm and a leg to go to a lot of African countries. So that is a little tip. I tell people that, like, usually when they if they're interested in going to certain places, if you search according to the route, right? If you're going to Europe first, then it'll be cheaper to go to some places. I loved when I lived in Egypt, just
Ooh,
being able, like, that's a great travel hub. Like
yeah.
I can relate to a lot of y'all who've been paying all these extreme prices to go to a lot of places. Like I visited, I think, about 14 African countries, and it's all been since I've been on the other side of the world, because it is extremely expensive coming from over here, and the flight times are super long. So I've had the privilege of being in a great travel hub on that other side of the world. But yeah, I mean, once you're over there, maybe consider, what I mean, like branching off to other spots, because like for example, going from I went to school in Atlanta, and going back home to LA is more than I paid going, country to
Yeah.
country on a whole nother continent. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
they
Europe
get it
still
back
has
in blood,
Europe.
man.
Believe it or not, you can still fly. You can in Europe, you can fly for as low under $20 sometimes from country to country,
yes,
and sometimes
yes.
they have those deals from Europe to certain places in Africa for like 100, 200 bucks round trip.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
pay attention. Like you there, and from JFK to Europe, sometimes you can get those. I've flown the cheapest flight to Paris was like 250 something bucks
Hmm.
round trip from JFK to CDG. So
Right.
like
Long
So
flight to
y'all
be in
paying
basic
thousands of
economy
dollars,
class.
tens of thousands of dollars. It don't have to be that expensive. But
It's
at the same time, it's
crazy.
like I know
Somebody's
people
gonna be
going
like
to
this,
Vegas
and they're
and
like,
going to Miami
"I'm on
and
my
spending more than that. Like, what are y'all doing? People be spending
yeah,
like life savings on these trips
Look, they
in
can
the
come live
States. And I'm
abroad
like,
for one
y'all,
year.
exactly,
listen,
exactly, 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 exactly.
But keep saying, I
that
don't know
that
how to do it. I need to save more money to live abroad. No, don't go on that
no,
trip.
Yeah,
It's
right.
because
cheap.
like what you
that's
Save your
the
spend,
thing.
coin.
what some of my homeboys, what they spend on the weekend, I'm like, yo, that it'll take you a month to spend that in Colombia.
Right.
Yes.
It'll take
Exactly.
you an
Doing all
entire
the
month.
things.
Yes.
What
Eating
you
out and
spent at the
everything.
bar is more than I spent on my apartment in Cali. Like,
Yep.
my
Yeah.
apartment in Cali was like 300 bucks.
Yep.
Like, they're spending that easily at the bar in one night in an hour.
You can
Hmm.
spend that at Applebee's,
Shit,
so
on
I'm
valet.
already
Ride
good.
through Atlanta on valet. Like,
There you go. There you go.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
That oxtail hummus at apartment 4B, my boy. That thing like $28, cuz. But I get it every time. I get it every time. I'll be like, I'm gonna get it. They didn't put the oxtail with the hummus there. Let's go. No, last thing I want to talk to y'all about, because it definitely kind of starts, it kind of leads us back where we began, but in a positive light. Um, is travel itself a form of, leveling up from what it is that you have dealt with in America? And I want Tisha to go on that, because I know that that is her hub. No, I want you to go, because listen, you are a spiritual insider and guru, but going with the flow, finding the flow. I be watching all the videos, I got to edit them. So I'm like, she be getting it. So I want to ask you, because I feel like it's like before abroad and after abroad. once you have that expat experience. And I personally know that it is 100% form of leveling up both travel as well as the move
Absolutely.
abroad process. But I want you to come because you literally got your hat on for it. It's your hat.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get you, but absolutely, guys. I think traveling not only levels you up, it unlocks something in your DNA.
Mm,
You remember, okay, without going too deep, we've been in this life cycle multiple times, right? And that's why you can go certain places and be like, oh, I could live here. Because 9 times out of 10, maybe you have done that in another life cycle, right? So me moving to Colombia changed the whole trajectory of my life cycle. Would I have been doing great things in Atlanta and all of that stuff? Absolutely. But I tapped into another vortex when I came to Colombia. And I am so much happier. I'm so much lighter. I'm so much at peace. I'm so much at giddy, almost giddy to the point where this still exists, right? This level of simplicity still exists. One of the things I noticed when I first got here, right? Our hip hop goes everywhere. And I'm not going to say hip hop is not in Colombia, but in Santa Marta, I don't even get to hear it. They have kept so much to their culture. And I think I needed to be in a place that was so innocent for my spirituality to go where it needed to be. So
Mm.
traveling is very important. And I'm again coming from someone who was afraid to travel. Okay. My first international flight was in 2021 because again, they won't come in to get me. I knew they won't go come get me. Okay. So but it has changed me in so many different ways. Just the possibility of life, of doing something different, of being different. Like, wow, if you're stuck in depression and all of this, you can just move to another place and be whoever you want to be, really. So I think travel is so important to your nervous system. I think
mm,
it's so important to your dreams. I think it's so important to your growth. I think staying in one place for your whole life is just a disservice of having this experience, right? Um, the people that met since living abroad has become closer to me than people I grew up with for fucking 40 years. Um, Also, I want to say this: who you are changes so many times in your life cycle. Who I was at 18, I could never imagine being that person. I think about some of the stuff I did was like, what the fuck were you thinking? Who I am at 30 is completely different as well. And who I am at 40, oh my God, I love her. So you have to grow, guys, and don't be stuck in your ways. Don't be scared. Expand. We were brought to this earth to be creative, to try, to experience. We're not brought here to stay stuck with our parents, to be on the same block, uh, to die in the same city. That was never the plan for our life. So yes, I think travel is one of the blessings that our creator gave us. I absolutely believe in it. It changed me dramatically.
Yeah. I like to think about how, a lot of our ancestors were explorers and stuff
Yeah.
too. Like, look at how we've expanded. Look at how we've spread ourselves across this globe. You know what I mean? Like, before all of this madness, you know what I mean? Like, how we wandered this earth, and it's exciting to me. I think it makes me better just as a person, just learning from other people,
Oh my
learning
God.
different languages, learning different languages to know how to communicate with other people,
Yes.
learning
Yeah.
other people's cultures, learning how they do things. What's exciting to me too is like making the connections. Like, oh, we might have the same ingredients and just flip it into something totally different. coast to
Mhm.
coast, wherever you go. You know what I mean? Like that part is exciting to me. And I'm a person like, as a Gemini, as an airy fairy, like creative, and I love to explore. I love to do all these things, and it's exciting to me to discover. It's like art. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you guys do it like this, or you use these resources. It's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting to just see, like how our differences, we can celebrate our differences. I think a lot of things just have been politicized so much to where we're looking at differences as a bad thing. It's like we can celebrate our cultural differences, our, all of these things, but still embrace them, you know what I mean, in the same fashion, and embrace each other, you know what I mean, even though we do things different, it looks different. I love seeing like all the landscapes and stuff, because it really
Yeah,
just takes you out of this mindset of like everything, and I get it, it's disturbing
Diversity.
to some people to be in a different environment. Like, this is how I'm used to it, this is what I know. But imagine you're born in a cage, which projects, like, you know what I mean? So if you grow up in that, that's as far as your mind can expand. So it's like when,
Yeah.
like, Hakeem, you talked about like in Morocco, being in the desert, and like the moon just lights up the whole place. I remember,
yeah,
like, I loved when I lived in the Middle East and in North Africa, and going desert camping became my favorite thing. Like seeing the Milky Way, I can see
yeah.
the
You
Milky
can see
Way,
all
like
of it.
all the colors,
Wow.
shooting stars, just like, you know what I mean. Like that stuff, that type of stuff is exciting to me. And imagine if I never left where I came from, and
Right.
I only imagine, because I come from. Everybody want to go to LA. I haven't met a person that was just like, oh, LA, what's that? Like, I come from a place that a lot of people aspire to go to. But I imagine if I never left LA. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's exciting. I love to explore. I think, it opens me up. It helps me be a more compassionate person too, to understand
Mhm.
different people's norms. So I'm not thinking like, oh, when you're up close to me in line, you know what I mean? It's like, get off me. You know what I mean? We taught to be distant like that. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
when you in their place,
They
when
be
you're
in
in
your
their
back
country, you
pocket
realize
They
though.
be
they do
right
it to
here.
each
They be
other.
right
It's not
here.
man. Listen, sneakers.
Nah, talk,
They done
talk to me,
stomped on my
Hakeem.
sneakers, and I ain't even mad.
did
I ain't
matter.
even mad. I ain't even mad. They stomped on. I got a pair of sneakers. I wore them to Colombia. Niggas walking across. So all right, in Cali, every Friday night they do salsa in the street, and it's like
Mhm.
thousands of people.
They like
I'm out there. I'm out there in my
around
brand
your toes.
new sneakers, and they stepped on them. I wasn't even mad, bro. I couldn't even get mad.
That's your fault.
I'm just out there. I'm like, this ain't even their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is this is how they operate, and everybody's having a good time and
Yeah.
Everybody.
disculpe, all of that, and we're out there just having a good time. And like you said,
Yeah.
you were talking about the differences. What I enjoy about traveling, what makes traveling easy for me, is finding the similarities.
Mm.
Because
Yes, sir.
everywhere I go, Rich, you were talking about the projects and being caged in. We riding on our way to the desert, and the driver points out, he's like, "Yo, there's a favela," and I'm like, "That's not a favela, but that is definitely the hood." So you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like just finding the grocery stores, finding the you know anywhere you go. For those of you who are just thinking about something like food. Let's take food for example. Every country has chicken. You know what I'm saying? So you can get grilled chicken anywhere. So I'm talking about the similarities that we have. You can
Yeah.
find chicken anywhere. You can go and you're gonna find your hood. You're gonna find your upper class. You're gonna find the public transportation. You're gonna find hip hop. You're gonna find the country. So you're gonna find rural areas where you got the backwoods type culture and you got your city type culture. So
Yeah.
um, those things, even as different as it may seem, because it's because of distance, when you get there, you realize, wow, this is kind of similar to where I'm from.
Similar to what we do.
You have some, you have your city, your major city, you have your suburbs outside the city, and then you have your rural areas. Things, just on something like that. So just to
I
kind
also
of simplify it.
Yeah, I also love how like that same thing of getting like a home cooked meal from a grandmother or something like that, or somebody's
Exactly.
mom. And I've
Bruh.
experienced this
Exactly.
in different cultures and different places, like on different continents, and people inviting me into their home and I'm getting a home cooked meal and it's feeling like family. So like that type of familiarity too. It's just like it's the same. It feels very familiar.
Yeah.
Somebody, somebody grandmama, somebody mama like smashing my head to their bosom. Like it's the same. I get that same fuzzy, warm and fuzzy feeling that if it was my family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So look,
that's
if you're traveling somewhere, if you know that you're going to be traveling somewhere soon, and this is for first-time travelers or people who are not frequent travelers, get you a tour guide and
Yes.
ask your tour guide to give you that experience. A lot of tour guides
not
will take you
ChatGPT.
to their homes. They'll take you to have a home cooked meal. You know,
Cannot walk you there.
what did you say?
Yeah, they will. I said ChatGPT can't walk you there, so you're gonna actually have to reach out to a person. I know
Yeah.
everybody wants to do it their own, but it's like you gotta reach out to
Yeah, yeah,
somebody.
yeah. And don't
Yeah.
and none of that. I'm good in any hood. Listen,
Please stop that.
sometimes TikTok is not enough. Instagram is not enough. Find you a guide. Find you a reputable tour guide to at least give you a city tour. Give you the lay of the land.
Yeah.
I think that's the least you could do for yourself to keep you out of trouble. At
Yes.
least
Yeah.
keep you out of trouble. Keep you out of trouble. Because sometimes you don't realize when you're outside of the tourist zone, and that's where the trouble is. That's where
Yeah.
the shit really gets
A little
complicated.
sketchy.
Yeah, it gets a little sketchy.
And you can't
Mhm.
you can't tell the people. There are some people who feel like just a quick comment because I've heard this and seen this scenario play out where some people they feel like they can go to anybody hood, maybe because they're from the hood, wherever they're from, and you think
Take
that
me
you
to the
can
hood.
go
That's the
and
exact words.
somebody
Take
taking
me to the hood.
pictures. You can be taking pictures in somebody's hood and that end up in a bad you
Uh,
end up in a bad situation. You know what I
Somebody's
mean?
definitely got stressed for
Listen,
that.
that is the
Yeah.
worst thing. Keep your cameras in your. If
Let
you're
me
not in a tourist zone, keep your cameras in your pocket. I cannot tell you how many times I've been places. I've been fortunate to um, to have been taken outside of the tourist district to places where they told me don't speak. We'll be
Yes.
over talking. Do not
Yes.
speak. Don't even speak. And those are when I have the best times because you're just out there just paying attention, seeing everything happening.
I'm just
Right.
mute, just having a good time.
Yeah. And they
Akeem is
said don't
crazy,
speak.
y'all. Don't go. Just don't
Yeah.
fucking go.
You
Okay.
better act
And
like
Akeem is
and when
our
he
everybody's
tell
in-house
you
neighbor
shit
don't
knows
have
maker.
your
where you're
phone out
from.
and your camera out, stop thinking that's just Colombia. That is everywhere. That's Italy.
No,
That's
and that's
Paris.
what I mean.
That's
That's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Don't
Looking
people
like
don't
a
just
turn
whole
your
bunch.
pocket.
assume we're just talking about Colombia. That's Peru.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
every
That's
single
anywhere in the world.
place.
That's anywhere in the world.
Yes.
When I have
Yes.
groups, one thing I explain to them is I say, when you're not in the tourist zone, think of your own neighborhood. Like and where I live, if somebody came walking through my neighborhood with a camera, I'm coming outside like, are you lost?
With
Are
a
you okay?
selfie stick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and that works. That kind of resonates with my people because they're like, you know what?
Like, ah,
That
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. Don't,
Yeah.
especially
Listen,
with the kids, do not be taking pictures of kids. Don't take pictures of people living their lives. Listen, just go enjoy it and keep it here. Like some
Yeah.
things
Yeah,
here, you keep in your heart and in your head. You know?
yeah.
one thing
In the world,
I
in the
wanna
age
leave.
of content creation, we still, everything is not for the gram. Everything is not for
Believe it or
the
not.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah, some things are definitely left in memory. One thing I will tell you with that, and I will give my piece on it so we can wrap up here tonight because I know everybody wants to get to wherever they have to get to for the rest of the night. But one of the things that is mine, but I heard it in everybody's individuals, is that traveling, moving abroad, it actually gives you moments in your life that make you feel alive. It's that feeling that you feel when you know you get that chicken skin and it creeps up on and your hair rises up on the back of your neck, and it's like I actually feel alive. I am looking at
You
stars
mean
in a way on the
goosebumps?
earth that I've never seen it
Yeah,
before, huh?
goosebumps, chicken skin.
Chicken skin,
What? That
baby.
must be
Chicken
Philly. That
skin,
must be Philly
baby.
lingo.
So, yo, some cracklings. You know what I mean? Yo, chill out on me, yo. Chill out on me. Chill out on me. You got some chicken skin, some
Chicken
Uh-huh.
goosebumps.
skin.
Exactly.
All
We
right,
all know what it is, and
we here now. We here now. I understand.
y'all know what I'm talking about. That feeling. I've seen it so many times. When I told you I went to Cartagena, they came to me and said, "Tu eres mi color," and it was the first time somebody embraced me for being black. Somewhere,
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Like that was the most craziest thing. Never mind taking my father at Father's Day. First time in Medellin, we went paragliding at 5,000 feet. Not seeing my almost 6'9" father drag a Colombian man off the side of the mountain and not know if he was coming back. It
Oh,
was the most extreme thing that I've ever seen in my life, but it made me actually feel alive. And
yeah.
moving abroad, meeting people like the people that you see on this podcast here, the people that we've all got to meet, go out, eat dinner with, break bread,
Yeah,
have community with. These things make you feel alive. And I hope
Yeah.
that somebody didn't hear fear in anything that we said. We only heard positivity because we want you to feel like
don't,
how we
don't
all
fear monger.
feel, how we all have the ability to get out here, see the world, touch other people that look like us, and see the opportunity that we can actually do this. And we got people on the other
Mhm.
side that can actually help facilitate this. So thank you, Michelle, Akeem, and Rotisha, always for coming on, giving your opinion, tapping in with the folks at home back in the United States, making sure that they are at least knowing that somebody got their back wherever it is that they are. Shout out to also, I think we had some people in Korea that tuned in tonight that were in the comments. So thank y'all for watching wherever it is. And please make sure if you are not there, go to YouTube, Roots and Routes Podcast. There you can see all of our episodes as well as go on Spotify and Apple. You can listen to us in your car on your way home to or from work. Until next time, I will see you guys later. I appreciate y'all.
All right,
Peace.
peace.
Buenas
Peace.
noches.